Alright, I started this review series, so I may as well finish it. Starting now, to the end of this month, it's going to be nothing but Dragon Ball. Or me dead. Whichever happens first.
The future of the planet is in your hands. Tell us where the Dragon Balls are. Why aren't you
here? Picking up after the events of the Sand Saga, Goku and friends recover the dead bodies of their friends and mourn while they try to figure out what to do next, with there being no Kami and no Piccolo, which means no Dragon Balls! So you'd think that would be the end of it, until Krillin remembers that Vegeta said something about Namek being a thing, and after finding Kami's old ship, Krillin, Gohan, and Bulma head off on a new adventure. In this review, I'll be covering the events of the Namek, Ginyu Force, and Frieza sagas. Out of all the characters that have the most growth in this saga, that would definitely have to be the Saiyans, Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan. Goku at the beginning of the saga is still resentful of his Saiyan heritage after learning that it was him in the Great Ape form that killed Grandpa Gohan all those years ago. And the fact that the Saiyans were the cause of numerous casualties. But then embraces his Saiyan heritage when fighting Frieza because he's the last remaining Saiyan and that Frieza must die by a Saiyan's hand. Vegeta gets more depth as he's more than just a arrogant, power-hungry prince. He wants to overthrow Frieza. Also, his tangent about being the last remaining Saiyan shows that deep down he wanted vengeance against Frieza for committing a race-wide genocide. Frieza is just about everything that you'd want out of a good villain. Good motivation, reasons to hate him and like him, a cool design, and of course, what kind of threat he is to our protagonists. Which, while we're on the topic of Frieza, had it not been for Frieza destroying Planet Vegeta, we would have never gotten the events of Dragon Ball. He's one of the biggest contributors to the entire series next to Bulma, Master Roshi, Raditz, and Vegeta. Gohan goes through the least amount of development out of the Saiyans, but he goes through enough that I need to talk about it even briefly. He wants to help resurrect everyone after Piccolo sacrificed his life for him, and that he wants to see Piccolo when he gets resurrected, and that he feels guilty for the number of casualties that happened in the previous saga. He does have a number of outbursts showcasing his potential and being brave in the presence of opponents far stronger than him. It's nice to see these developments and how they'll continue in the future. The animation has been stepped up quite a bit in these sagas. It's better than what we saw in the Sand Saga, showcasing quick intensity that the series would be known for from here on out. Unlike future sagas that weren't planned or changed as they went along, I can safely say that this saga and the Sand Saga were some of the most tightly and well-written stories in the series. No stone is left unturned, as we get numerous curveballs throughout, no plot holes, which will be prevalent throughout the rest of the series, along with one of the most memorable Dragon Ball villains, if not the most memorable Dragon Ball villain, Frieza. We even get cool side villains with the Ginyu Force, all having their own special abilities and unique personalities. It's too bad they didn't live for long. Frieza may not be my favorite Dragon Ball villain of all time, but he's definitely a top 3 Dragon Ball villain. I also enjoy watching and hating him at the same time. If I had a complaint I could list about this saga, I guess that it's another Goku has to save the day storyline. Stall for time while Goku races to save his friends in time. You know, basically what happened in the King Piccolo saga and the Sand saga. Aside from that, I really like everything that was done. By the way, my favorite Dragon Ball villain is King Piccolo. What's yours? I will say the Frieza saga is near perfection. Two down, 5 more to go. Next up, I get to discuss one of my favorite Dragon Ball characters of all time. I can hardly wait. I'm Lino Mares of the MMCA Productions crew, and I'll see you next time.